Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I will be doing Son Goku vs Vegeta from Dragon Ball Super. First we are going to start off by comparing their strength. At Super Saiyan Blue, both Goku and Vegeta have Universal Plus striking strength, and Goku's highest is at least Universal Plus and Vegeta's is Universal Plus, so Goku could be higher. Both of their lifting strengths are unknown. For durability, Goku stays around the same at Universal Level and Universal Level Plus. At his base Universal Level and his highest being at least Universal Level Plus. Vegeta's durability is Solar System Level at base and goes up to Universal Level and Universal Level Plus. So Goku could also be more durable than Vegeta. Goku's stamina is very high. It states that Goku can train for days with minimal rest and can fight through his long, arduous fights with the likes of Vegeta and Frieza. Continuing to fight against Vegeta even after overexerting himself with Kaioken X4, and ultimately outlasting the latter even after being effortlessly beaten around. Pushing himself to his limits with Kaioken, and exhausting himself with his Spirit Bomb. It also states Goku was able to fight through nearly the entire duration of the Tournament of Power despite repeatedly breaking through his limits and nearly dying multiple times. Ultimately pushing himself to fight and eliminate Jiren alongside Frieza even though he could barely move moments before. This shows just how high Goku's stamina is. Vegeta's stamina is also very high. He can also train for days with minimal rest and is constantly pushing himself to the limits. It states in combat, Vegeta's endurance is famous, allowing him to continue fighting against the Goku and the other Z fighters despite his steadily worsening condition. Even after being launched into the sky by a Kaioken X4 Kamehameha. Losing his tail, and being hit by a Spirit Bomb, Vegeta was able to stubbornly keep on fighting, refusing to die or give up. He withstood an extended, brutal beatdown in his fight with Kid Buu despite the massive difference in their power. This not only shows his incredible stamina, but his determination as well. Now for both of their intelligence. For Goku, the website says although he lacks knowledge when it comes to things that aren't related to fighting. Goku is a master of prodigal skill when it comes to martial arts, with years of experience fighting against powerful opponents with a plethora of abilities. His skill when it comes to combat and the usage of ki allows him to replicate other ki-based techniques after seeing them once. And he was the first to realize how much energy the Super Saiyan transformations unnecessarily drained. Despite this drawback, he was the first to master the Super Saiyan state, making it highly efficient. He is a genius in combat and is capable of devising new applications of his techniques on the fly, such as using Kamehameha with his feet. Before adapting to hits time stop, he was able to predict the movements he'd make in the 0.1 seconds of frozen time and react properly. Additionally, Goku has become the first mortal to master Ultra Instinct, a technique that even the gods find difficult to learn, relying purely on his muscle memory and something beyond instinct to fight. No longer needing to consciously think to do so. Goku's no-legged of fighting gives him an advantage. Now for Vegeta. The website says Vegeta is a cunning and skilled warrior whose refined technique shocked Goku during their first fight, leaving such a lasting impression that Goku wished for him to stay alive so that he could surpass him. While he often relies on his sheer power and fighting ability to win his battles, his intelligence is not to be underestimated. During the events of the Namek Saga, Vegeta was able to keep a low profile and outmaneuver Frieza's forces, leaving them scrambling to find him while he gathered all of the Dragon Balls. In the Cell Saga, Destroying Android 19, he feigned confidence and strength to scare Gero into fleeing, which was greatly beneficial given how much energy 19 had drained. Finally, during his fight with Cell, he was able to exploit his overconfidence for a chance at a free blow with his final flash. He is skilled at reading his opponent's movements and constantly thinks out his strategies and motions in combat, to the point that Whis says he overthinks things. In the past, he often got drunk on his power whenever he got a substantial boost and discarded his more pragmatic tactics, but he has gotten less and less arrogant over time. This shows that even Goku was impressed at his skills, and when it says he wished for him to stay alive so he could surpass him, it implies that Goku believes Vegeta could have surpassed him. Now for their weaknesses. For Goku, the website says Goku seeks strong opponents and will, therefore, allow his opponents to reach their full power for the sake of a good fight. Kaioken strains his body, causing him intense pain and exhaustion if he overuses it. He often drops his guard and leaves openings for his opponents whenever he gets distracted, lowering his durability. His Spirit Bomb requires a long charge-up period, during which time he is vulnerable. He cannot survive in the vacuum of space and needs to locate a key signature to teleport using instant transmission. The Mafuba requires a suitable container to seal the target into Ultra Instinct sign as initially only temporary, and he cannot willingly enter the state, only entering it in response to being pushed to his limits. Once Goku exits the form, he is left exhausted. Goku's Ultra Instinct was initially imperfect, so it was harder for him to use it offensively, as he still held himself back by thinking out the best method of attack instead of intuiting what to do. In prolonged encounters, Goku's mastered Ultra Instinct form can spontaneously deactivate, draining Goku of most of his power. Because Goku allows his opponents to reach their full power and he leaves opening for them when he gets distracted, this could give Vegeta a big advantage in a fight. Now for Vegeta's weaknesses. The website says Vegeta is arrogant and prideful, and if overpowered by someone he considers below him, he can lose his temper. He also seeks strong opponents, and will therefore allow his opponents to reach their full power for the sake of a good fight. Now to list some of their notable attacks. First, let's start with Goku. Kamehameha, Goku's famous signature technique, which he learned after witnessing Master Roshi use it to extinguish the flames on Fire Mountain, successfully replicating it not long later on his first try. As his signature technique, it is something that Goku has used on many occasions, and he has created several variations throughout his fighting experience, such as firing it from his feet, using it to propel himself into the air, and bending it mid-flight to catch opponents by surprise. Perhaps the most useful variation is the instant Kamehameha, in which Goku uses instant transmission to teleport just before firing the attack, appearing right in front of his opponents and giving them no time to dodge. As of the Tournament of Power, Goku has once again used this technique in a new way, as a barrier against other attacks. Instant transmission, a teleportation technique that Goku learned between the Frieza and Cell sagas on the planet Yardrat, which allows him to lock onto the key signatures of others and teleport to their locations. Its use takes some concentration, which is aided by Goku putting his index and middle fingers to his forehead. He has also shown to teleport without placing his fingers, and he needs a key signature to teleport to, otherwise, he cannot perform the technique. It can be used to teleport others as well, as long as they are in physical contact with Goku. Kaioken, a technique developed by King Kai and taught to Goku during his time training on his planet. It greatly increases Goku's ki for just a moment, boosting his strength and speed significantly for that time. However, this heavily strains his body, and if he overuses it, it will leave him in intense pain all over his body, leaving him incapable of moving without causing himself further pain. Initially, the strongest Kaioken Goku can utilize is X4, but by the time of the Frieza saga, he has mastered its use, allowing him to push it to his maximum of X20. After mastering Super Saiyan Blue, which required perfect ki control and a calm mind, Goku became capable of using Kaioken alongside this transformation, first pushing it to X10, and then X20. Spirit Bomb. Goku's ultimate attack, taught to him by King Kai, performed by gathering a vast amount of energy from all the lifeforms in his surroundings to create a massive, incredibly destructive sphere of ki. To use it, one must have a pure heart, so Goku is the perfect individual for the technique due to his obliviously innocent nature. While it is incredibly powerful and can prove capable of destroying an opponent when used with sufficient power, it takes a very long time to charge and is therefore very difficult to use. Though the charge time can be sped up by gathering energy from those who willingly and knowingly provide it. Ki. The ability to project an invisible burst of force with ki, which Goku can perform with his hands and even with a glare. Kenzan. Krillin's signature technique, which Goku presumably copied from him. Raising his hand above his head, Goku creates a razor-sharp disc of ki with incredible cutting power and then throws it at his opponent. During the Tournament of Power, Goku utilizes a variation on the technique. The Kenzan Hexa Blade, a Kenzan that splits into 5 different blades, each under Goku's control in attacking his opponent from different angles. It should be noted that the Kenzan can cut through opponents that are several times stronger and more durable. Solar Flare, one of Tien Shinhan's signature techniques, which Goku copied from him during their match in the World Tournament. Bringing his hands up to his face, Goku can create a bright flash of light that can blind opponents. Telepathy. Goku can telepathically communicate with others, presumably learned from King Kai during his time in the afterlife, and during the Frieza saga. He shows the ability to read Krillin's mind by putting his hand to his forehead. Mafuba. Also known as the Evil Containment Wave. The Mafuba is a mystic sealing technique designed to seal evil away by sucking them into a special container with a demon seal Ofuda on it. Goku learned this technique from Roshi, and attempted to use it to seal future Zamasu, but used the wrong tag, allowing him to break free. Martial Arts. Goku is a master martial artist who has learned from many of his universe's greatest teachers, from his adoptive grandfather, Grandpa Gohan, Master Roshi, Korin, Kami, King Kai, and even Whis. Crazy Fist. A technique meant to distract and confuse an opponent, in which Goku acts like a wild, frenzied dog or monkey before striking his opponent while they're caught off guard. Dragon Throw. Goku's signature grapple, in which he grabs his opponent by the arm, tail, or antenna, and then spins them around before throwing them away. 8-Arm Fist. A technique used to counter Tien Shinhan's Four Witches technique and copied from King Chappa, in which Goku moves his arms so fast that he appears to have 8 of them. Rock, scissors, and paper. Goku's initial signature technique, taught to him by his grandfather. After yelling, Jan Ken, Goku then follows up with either a strong punch, rock, a poke to the eyes, scissors, or an open palm strike, paper. Saiyan Physiology. The physiology of a Saiyan, an aggressive warrior race of conquerors. Saiyans have the natural ability to control ki and to fly, likely the origin of Goku's incredible skill when it comes to the usage and control of ki. Additionally, while his lifespan is comparable to that of a human, Goku will remain at his peak strength for much longer. One of the most powerful abilities of a Saiyan is their ability to grow stronger and stronger through combat, allowing Goku to constantly push his limits during a fight and rise to higher and higher peaks in power. This ability grants a substantial boost in power when Goku is badly injured, allowing him to reach a whole new level of power once he recovers. Super Saiyan, the famous, legendary transformation of a Saiyan that allows them to greatly surpass their limits and reach the fabled state that is Super Saiyan. Goku was the first Super Saiyan to appear in Dragon Ball, achieving the state after Frieza survived his most powerful attack, killed his best friend, and was about to kill him and his son. These transformations can be reached through extensive training, but are more often unlocked in moments of intense emotional turmoil and need, and due to the natural aggressiveness of Saiyans, they cause the user to become more aggressive and malicious. Though Goku has managed to make these things effectively a non-issue through training. While immensely powerful, Super Saiyan transformations drain a lot of energy, and the first was very inefficient before Goku mastered the state and became a full-power Super Saiyan, allowing him to maintain the form effectively indefinitely without issue. While the original Super Saiyan state is eclipsed in power by Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3, the higher forms become increasingly inefficient. Super Saiyan God, a divine transformation that far surpasses the regular numbered Super Saiyan transformations, achieved through a ritual involving 6 righteous Saiyans, or through rigorous divine training. Goku reached this form with the help of his family and friends so that he could oppose the god of destruction Beerus and stop him from destroying Earth. In this form, Goku gains divine ki and cannot be sensed by mortals, as well as the ability to absorb and nullify energy and ki-based techniques. After achieving this form, Goku can transform into it whenever he wishes and retains some of the divine power even in his base state. Super Saiyan Blue, a form reached through the combination of Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan, greatly surpassing the power of a Super Saiyan God. Unlike other Super Saiyan transformations, this transformation requires a perfectly calm mind and flawless ki control, allowing it to be used alongside Kaioken for various transformations. Ultra Instinct Sign, also known as the mastery of self-movement. Ultra Instinct Sign is a rare and fabled technique that Goku initially learned of from Whis, revolving around subconsciously avoiding attacks and disregarding his normal capacity to react. This allows him to effectively multitask, thinking up strategies while his body fights for him, fully maximizing his offensive and defensive capabilities, and as he doesn't need to think to fight, it also makes illusory techniques useless. Much faster opponents would still be able to bypass these defenses. Goku reaches this state in his Ultra Instinct Sign transformation, achieved after he was pushed to his absolute limits. He hasn't mastered the state, however, and cannot enter it willingly. Instead, it activates when Goku is pushed to his limits. It is also harder for him to use this version of Ultra Instinct offensively, as he still has to think about the best method of attack, instead of simply intuiting it. This transformation is only temporary, and it has a great strain on Goku's body. Ultra Instinct. The problems exemplified with Ultra Instinct Sign, mainly that of not being able to fully utilize attack and defense, were a key factor in preventing Goku from fighting on an equal playing field with Jiren. However, by giving into the pure impulse and the heat which previously was his limit, Goku was able to fully break through his limits and reach past the state of the gods, something that not even Beerus has been able to do. In so doing, Goku reached the true Ultra Instinct form, with his hair and eyebrows matching his intense silver stare, and a great stream of white-purple energy erupting from his body. In this form, where he has mastered both instinctual attack and defense, He was easily able to blitz and injure Jiren, as well as nullify a full-powered strike meant to incapacitate him. Now Vegeta's notable powers. Big Bang Attack. After extending his arm and opening up his palm, Vegeta creates a massive sphere of energy, which he then fires at his opponent, causing a massive explosion. Dirty Fireworks. By pointing his index and middle fingers at his opponent, Vegeta causes them to be engulfed by a massive explosion that destroys them from the inside out, killing most opponents instantly. Final Explosion. The suicidal technique that Vegeta ultimately uses in attempt to destroy Majin Buu, converting all of his life force into energy and causing a massive explosion that levels his surroundings and reduces Vegeta to a crumbling stone statue. After his Super Saiyan Blue Super Evolution, Vegeta became powerful enough to use this technique without dying. Final Flash. One of Vegeta's most famous attacks. After spending some time gathering the massive amounts of energy needed for the technique, Vegeta releases it all as a massive, high-power beam of ki that can completely engulf and incinerate a foe. Gaelic Gun. Vegeta's most famous signature technique. Pulling both of his hands to his chest, he gathers ki before firing the beam straight at his opponent. Kenzan. Krillin's signature technique, which Vegeta presumably copied from him. Raising his hand above his head, Vegeta creates a razor-sharp disc of ki with incredible cutting power, and then throws it at his opponent. It should be noted that the Kenzan can cut through opponents that are several times stronger and more durable. Powerball. An energy sphere that mimics the presence of a full moon, created from the Blutz waves that trigger a Saiyan's transformation into an Uzaru. Saiyan Physiology. The physiology of a Saiyan, an aggressive warrior race of conquerors. Saiyans have the natural ability to control ki and to fly. While his lifespan is comparable to that of a human, Vegeta will remain at his peak strength for much longer. One of the most powerful abilities of a Saiyan is their ability to grow stronger and stronger through combat, allowing Vegeta to constantly push his own limits during a fight and rise to higher and higher peaks in power. This ability grants a substantial boost in power when Vegeta is badly injured, allowing him to reach a whole new level of power once he recovers. Uzaru. When exposed to the light of the full moon, as long as he still has his tail, Vegeta will undergo a transformation into the Uzaru, a massive, gigantic monkey with far greater power. Unlike most Saiyans, Vegeta retains his self-control, intelligence, and skill in this form. Super Saiyan. The famous, legendary transformation of a Saiyan that allows them to greatly surpass their limits and reach the fabled state that is Super Saiyan. After desperately attempting to reach the state for years, Vegeta finally becomes a Super Saiyan out of sheer hopeless desperation. These transformations can be reached through extensive training, but are more often unlocked in moments of intense emotional turmoil and need, and due to the natural aggressiveness of Saiyans, they cause the user to become more aggressive and malicious. Though Vegeta managed to make these things effectively a non-issue through training. While immensely powerful, Super Saiyan transformations drain a lot of energy, and the first was very inefficient before Vegeta mastered the state and became a full-power Super Saiyan, allowing him to maintain the form effectively indefinitely without issue. While the original Super Saiyan state is eclipsed in power by Super Saiyan 2, the higher forms become increasingly inefficient. Super Saiyan Second Grade, also referred to by the name, Ascended Super Saiyan. This is an extension of the original Super Saiyan form that forcefully floods ki through the user's body by concentrating every single nerve, allowing for an increase in speed and strength. This is only a variant of the original Super Saiyan form, not a separate transformation. While it increases Vegeta's power and speed significantly, It drains a lot more ki and is overshadowed by the efficiency of the full-power Super Saiyan state, leading to Vegeta eventually dropping its use. Super Saiyan God. A divine transformation that far surpasses the regular numbered Super Saiyan transformations, achieved through a ritual involving 6 righteous Saiyans, or through rigorous divine training. Vegeta reached this form through training with Whis. In this form, Vegeta gains divine ki and cannot be sensed by mortals, as well as the ability to absorb and nullify energy and ki-based techniques. Super Saiyan Blue. A form reached through the combination of Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan, greatly surpassing the power of a Super Saiyan God. Unlike other Super Saiyan transformations, this transformation requires a perfectly calm mind and flawless ki control. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Through breaking his limits in a similar manner to Goku's Ultra Instinct transformation, he was able to tap into a further degree of Super Saiyan Blue. Similar to Super Saiyan 2, which allowed Vegeta to fight competently against Jiren and, after powering up, defeat Toppo, who had become equal to God of Destruction. Based on the information this website presents, I believe that Vegeta would be able to defeat Goku. Even Goku himself believes that Vegeta could surpass him. It would be a difficult fight, but I believe Vegeta would take the victory. So that's my opinion. If you have a different one, please feel free to put it in the comments. If you like the video, please subscribe and like the video. Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.